Firm Adcorp has put in an offer to buy 100% of Labour Solutions Australia, saying the final consideration would depend on the company's earnings. Now let's get into the deal now. We've joined by Adcorp CEO Richard Pike. So you're looking to Australia to up your growth from that region right now, and of course you still have operations there, but you're looking to buy this company. I mean, what's the rationale behind this specific acquisition, Richard?
I think two things. The geography we're quite interested in is Asia Pacific. We're very strong in Africa. We have an operation or an investment in an operation in India. We currently have operations in Australia, and we've seen our domain as being this sort of emerging market Southern Hemisphere space, and that's been quite important in terms of following clients. We have clients that spread across those geographies, and the way that the staffing world is moving, you need to be able to straddle those geographies. I think what's very exciting about this particular acquisition, it's in the blue collar space. Very high focus in the agricultural sector in Australia, which is high growth, very exciting space to be in, and also in the resources sector, which has been a very important sector for us in Africa.
Looking at the valuation there, you mentioned a 5 times so enterprise value over EBITDA multiple. I mean, that's pretty low. Was it a good deal essentially, and why such a low valuation there that you're able to look at?
I would say there's probably market for Australia at the moment. That's kind of what those type of businesses are trading at. But yeah, obviously it offers a value for us in the longer term, so quite a good opportunity for us into the future, and you know, nice bulking of the group as well.
And you're looking to raise, have a rights issue to raise the capital for this. You know, shareholder, have you gone out there and gauged shareholder kind of appetite to be able to invest in a business like this?
Yeah, it's not a rights issue. What we've done is we've gauged investor support for a vendor placement. We've got irrevocable undertakings to subscribe for that vendor placement to the extent that we will raise cash for this acquisition, and then the balance of the purchase price will be paid to the vendors out of a fresh issue of Adcorp shares.
Let's get back to that point that you want to make around Asia Pacific right now being an important market for you to grow in, because you're establishing an Australian board in Adcorp. I mean, it seems that your focus is shifting to that part of the world. Why do you see this as an important foothold that you need to have in that geography?
Yeah. Just to clarify, we still 60% of our business is still South Africa, and the engine room of the business is South Africa. We're certainly not turning our back on South Africa, and we see a lot of potential here. But
well, it's good to hear from a South African CEO.
Yeah, but you know, importantly, we see that there's an opportunity to be an independent player, and what I mean by that, the world staffing environment it's dominated by 3 or 4 big players globally. Typically, they're American or European, and no one's really kind of entrenched themselves in this sort of emerging market, Asia Pacific area, and that's where we want to play. We see there's a great opportunity and open space to play, and it's really become the holy grail of those big businesses to look at this region, and they haven't been able to do it, and we have.
I mean, interesting, this business, you know, only started in 2004, so it's still, I suppose, in its growth phase. How do you see it competitively placed in the market right now? Because you've got online jobs companies like Seek specifically, which is dominant in the market there. You know, is that not a threat that you've got so many players already well positioned there?
It's quite interesting you mentioned that. In Australia, it's quite a sophisticated market, so everybody is computer literate and online. And so a lot of their candidates that they place are actually got online. They have their own online portal. And what that does, it makes it a very scalable business. And they're able to reach into geographic regions, then 36 regions around Australia that are quite difficult to get to because of the online component. And what that means, as I say, in addition to the scalability, is they're a high margin business. By Australian standards, they're very high margin compared to the norm. And you know, if I look at the growth potential that they have, it's significant. They're very cash generative, so it's got kind of all the metrics in the right, going in the right direction in that business.